Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rohit. In this particular video, I'm going to discuss about conditional statements in Python programming language. So what is a conditional statement? A conditional statement is a statement which is used to perform a specific computation based on the condition given. So let us consider I have taken 5 numbers here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And I want to separate all the even numbers and the odd numbers. In order to check whether a given number is an even number or not, I have to check whether that particular number is divisible by 2 or not. If it is divisible, then I can say that the particular number is even number. Else I can consider that particular number as an odd number. But in order to check whether that particular number is divisible by 2 or not, I have to basically specify a condition. So in order to specify a condition, or in order to, if the based on the condition specified, if I want to perform any specific computation or any particular computation, then conditional statements comes into picture. So there are 5 different types of conditional statements present in Python. The 5 different types of conditional statements are: one is if, second is if else, third is if else, fourth is nested if, fifth is nested if else. First I'm going to explain you each and every conditional construct present here in a detailed manner. First, coming to if. So what does if do? If basically takes a condition and the Python interpreter basically checks whether the condition is true or not. If it is true, then it is going to execute a block of code, and I'm going to explain you this practically by taking an example. So this is the syntax wherein in order to write a if condition, we basically first write the keyword if, and condition is followed by the condition which we want to check. If this condition is true, then we are going to execute this block of code. If the condition is not true, then it is going to simply come out of that particular if statement, and it is not going to give any output. So here I am taking a user input. So basically I'm asking the user to enter a number. So based on after entering a number, what the Python interpreter does is it will go to this line and it will check whether the number which is being given by the user is divisible by 2 or not. If it is divisible by 2, then it is going to execute this line of code wherein it prints that particular number is divisible. Else it is not going to do anything. It basically comes out of the if statement. So this is the modulo operator, which basically divides 2 operands and checks whether that particular whether the first operand is divisible by the other operand or not. If it is divisible, then it is going to return a reminder 0, else it is going to return a reminder based on the result it gets. So but in this case, it is going, if it is divisible by 2, then it is going to print this message stating that it is divisible. Now I am going to run this code. So it is asking me to enter a number. So if I enter 10, and when I execute this, it is basically printing the message divisible, because the condition specified in the if statement is true. That is the reason it is basically printing out divisible. But if at all the number which is being given by the user is not divisible to, then it is not going to print anything. So if I want to if I re-execute it, instead of 10, if I give it as 5 and I check, it is not going to print divisible message, because it is the number 5 is not divisible by 2. That is the reason it is not giving anything. This is how if statement works. But if I want to if the particular condition is not satisfied, then if I want to basically perform another computation, if the particular condition is not satisfied, if I want to execute another block of code, in this situation I am going to use the concept of if else. This is the second type of conditional statements present in Python, wherein to this if statement I am going to basically add another else statement. So the syntax will be like this. So if the keyword if followed by a condition which is to be checked. If this condition is true, then it is going to execute this block of code. Else if the condition is not true, then it is going to execute this block of code. This is how if else work. So I'm taking a number a is equal to 10 here. So it is so I'm going to check whether this particular number 10 is divisible by 2 or not. If it is divisible, then it is going to print a message divisible. If at all, if this condition is not satisfied, then it is going to execute this block of code. This is how if else work. So if I run this code, then it is going to give me a number, give me the output as divisible. If I change it with another number like 7, so now it is going to check whether this 7 is divisible by 2 or not. If it is divisible, then it is going to execute this, else it is going to execute this block of code. So it is basically giving not divisible. Why? Because this condition is not true, or this condition is not satisfied. That is the reason it is coming to this else statement and is executing this block of code. This is how if else works. Next, coming to the third type of conditional statement, that is if, elif and else. So in order to understand this if, elif, else better, let us take an example. Let us take there is a student, and he basically secured some total overall percentage in his school, and I want to check what grade did he secure based on the percentage he got. So in that case, the percentage values ranges from 0 to 100. So if the percentage of the particular student is less than 40, then I am going to give him a grade of F. If at all the percentage of that particular student is somewhere in the range of 40 to 50, then I am going to give him a grade of E. If at all his or her percentage is in the range of 50 to 60, then D. If it is in the range of 60 to 70, then C, and so on and so forth. If his percentage or her percentage is in the range of 90 to 100, then I am going to basically give him or her a grade of A+. So here this condition statement if, elif, else is basically used to check for multiple conditions. If there are any multiple conditions to be checked, then in that case we basically use the concept of if, elif, else. So here I'm taking a user input of percentage value that the student has secured. Based on the percentage, I'm going to check for multiple conditions. If the percentage, according to the example, if the percentage of the student is less than 40, then I'm going to print a grade of F. If at all if the percentage of the particular student is ranging anywhere between 40 to 50, I'm going to print as E, 50 to 60 as D, 60 to 70 as C, 70 to 80 as B, 80 to 90 as A, and anything greater than or equal to anything greater than 90 we will be taking as A+. So when I run this code, it is asking me to basically enter the percentage. Let us consider I have entered a percentage of 35. So it is giving me F. Let us consider if I am basically entering 45 as the percentage of the student. It is giving me E. Again enter. I first have to execute this 3. Okay. So again enter. So it is asking me to again enter the percentage. If I give as 75, then it is going to give me as B. If at all I enter more than 90, for example I get 95, then it is going to give me as A+. So instead of writing the print statement simply as a grade, we can also write it like this: the grade secured by the student is. We can also write like this. For example, if I give 35, then it is going to give me like this. We can replicate this the line the grade secured by the student is for all the print statements, and based on the percentage we enter, it is going to give us the grade that the particular student gets based on his percentage. So this is how if, elif, else. But there is a limitation as far as this conditional statement is concerned. For example, here we have specified multiple conditions which are to be checked. But there can be a scenario wherein multiple conditions get satisfied. For example, let us consider this condition and this condition may get satisfied. So in that case, what Python interpreter does is wherever the first condition gets satisfied. For example, let us consider this if condition gets satisfied, it is going to execute that block of code and it is going to end the program. But if at all we want to check there are multiple conditions which are satisfied, and if I want to check the another condition is also true or not, then in that case we basically use the concept of nested conditional constructs or nested conditional statements. So there are two types of nested conditional statements. One is nested if and another one is nested if else. So what is nested if? So in simple words, nested if is nothing but if condition inside another if condition is nothing but if. So basically nested conditions are basically used to check whether multiple conditions are true or not. So if the multiple conditions are true, then based on that it is going to based on that the execution takes place. So here I'm taking a number, taking a user input. Based on the number entered, I am checking whether that particular number is greater than 5. If it is greater than 5, then it is going to check another if condition. If that particular if condition is also true, then I am going to execute this block of code. So according to the syntax, I am checking for both the conditions. If this condition is true, then it is going to check the condition which is specified in another if condition. If this condition is also true, then it is going to execute this block of code, else it is going to simply come out of that particular if statement. So now I am going to enter a number. So let us consider I am entering 8. So what does it do? It will check whether this number 8 is greater than 5 or not. If it is greater, then it is going to check this condition. If the particular number 8 is greater than 2, if this condition is also gets satisfied, then it is going to execute this line of code. So let us see. It is greater. Why? Because these two conditions are getting satisfied. Then based on the conditions, it is printing this block of code. If I change the number with 1, see. Now what it does is it will check whether this particular number 1 is greater than 5 or not. If it is greater than 5, then it is going to check whether this number 1 is greater than 2 or not. If this is also true, then it is going to print greater, or else it is going to print only the number 1, as we have taken the input from the user. So as these two conditions are not getting satisfied, it is not executing this block of code. It is executing only the input which we have given. Next, nested if else. Same, nested if and nested if else. It is same as if else, but here we are nested if else basically is if else inside another if else. So what we are doing is here we are basically checking the condition specified in the first if statement. If it is true, then it is going to check this condition. If this is also true, then it is going to execute this block of code. If this is not true, then it is going to come into this else statement and it is going to execute this block of code. If this condition is not true, then it is going to come directly to this else block. Then it is going to execute this block of code. This is how a nested if else works. So let us consider I am taking a number. So I'm taking a number. I'm checking whether the particular number is greater than 5. If it is greater than 5, it's going to check whether it is greater than 2. If both these conditions get satisfied, then it is going to print greater. If this condition is not satisfied, then it is going to print not greater. If at all, if the first condition itself is not satisfied, then it is going to come directly to this else block. Then it is going to print this nothing. So let us see it practically. So now I'm going to enter a number 10 or 20. So I'm getting a message as greater. Why? Because this particular number 20 is greater than 5. Yes, and it is also greater than 2. That is the reason it is printing as greater. If at all I rerun and see instead of 5, if at all I take as -1. No, not -1. If I take it as 9, and if I replace greater than with less than, and if I check, sorry, 1 minute, there's a problem with the kernel. I have to restart it. 1 minute, restart. Yeah, so when I run this, so it is asking me a number, so when I run, it is giving me a message of not greater. So why it is giving me a not greater? So it is going to check for this condition first. If it is greater than 5, it is if this particular number is 9 is greater than 5, then it is going to check whether this condition is true or not. If this condition is true, then it is going to execute this block of code, else it is going to come to this block of code. So here it is checking whether this particular number 9 is less than 2 or not. So 9 is less than 2? No, it is not. So that is the reason this is not as this condition is not true, then it is going to come to this else block and it is going to execute this block. For example, the other way around, if I'm entering a number of 4, so it is giving me nothing. Why? Because the first condition is not getting satisfied. If at all the first condition is not getting satisfied, according to the syntax, it comes to this else block and it is going to execute this block of code. So these are the different blocks of these are the different kinds of conditional statements present in Python. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe the channel if you are not subscribed, and the GitHub link for this notebook will be given in the description of this particular video. And if you find any difficulty or if you're having any queries in my videos, please do reach out to me on my email, which will be given in the description of this particular video. Thank you. Please do subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for more notifications and videos. Keep safe, stay safe, keep learning and keep growing. Bye bye.